But that's the thing that pisses me off when people go around like, they need to fire Belichick because they're not winning. Do you want the same merry-go-round that every other team goes on? Like, shut the fuck up.
Listen, when Bill's gone,
yeah, it's
there's going to be a long lull.
Unless you get lucky.
Yeah. So we're back, the Dan and Ninko Show, episode 53. 53. We got a big week coming up. Patriots go to Buffalo, Huge week for the Patriots. And so I was on the Greg Hill Show. I said that the Dan and Ninko Show was going to go to Buffalo. We were going to do some tailgating.
The show was all set.
Everything was ready to go.
Yeah.
We had some pushback on a prop plane flight to Buffalo from my lovely wife saying we shouldn't go on a jet or a small plane with props because we're parents and it's like our responsibility to make good decisions. I didn't even have, that wasn't even in my brain, the doom and gloom of that.
And then it was in.
I guess we're not going now because that was a big issue. But if now I am picking the Patriots to beat Buffalo, I think they're going to do it. Why? Because they're the more mentally tough football team. Josh Allen's going to throw 2 interceptions, possibly a pick 6 in a key moment of this game. And I'll say it right now, if the Patriots win, we're going to Nashville. You got family in Nashville. That is a better destination to maybe
Buffalo?
Spend some money. Like I will spend some money and go to Tennessee and have myself a good old honky tonk time, having beers on what street? What's the main street there in Nashville? Broadway. I really love Nashville. So
you gonna put your Tecovas on?
I'll put them Tecovas on. I'll put them tight jeans on. I'll put the leather jacket. I'll have the freaking tuxedo, the Canadian tuxedo, all denim, baby, all denim, all
ready to go,
ready to roll.
Yeah.
And don't laugh at me. I might look like I'm a construction.
What is on your head?
You don't ever go to the gas station. You ever go to the gas station and just look around?
No.
I love a gas station. Like you go in the gas station, they got some, custom one-off
Everything
T-shirts.
says "as seen on TV" in a gas station.
I mean, are you kidding me?
You have a plug on your head?
It's a light.
For what?
You take the dog for a walk. It's dark out. You need some light. You bring it down, and now it flashes so you don't get hit by a car. What? There's nothing wrong with one of these.
Which way do you walk, though? Do you walk with traffic or against traffic?
You got to see it coming.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
I mean, not like a car doing 40 miles an hour is going to be able to
see Rob Ninkovich's gas station light blinking. If you go more than a 5-minute walk, that thing's turning off, too.
You can also plug in. Oh, the hair's long right now. I don't like it. Whoa.
Plug in your hat.
You can plug it in. Well, you got to be able to recharge it. I mean, look at that.
Jesus Christ.
I like it. Well, anyway, I like to go to the. I go to the. It's now they just changed it. They sold it to mobile. It used to be a Gulf. It's on Route 1 right by the stadium. Oh, I see me flashing. I go in there because I know the owner, really nice lady, and they have like a little rack. They have hats like this with like marijuana leaves on it. Yeah. It's like. I bought this one because it's got some reflection in it.
You get that, some like, what is it, like K2, like synthetic marijuana, and then
you can get some yes,
yeah,
you can get something
rolling
that you
papers
smoke.
And
you get
like
rolling
some
papers.
Starburst. Like, is that
sometimes I'll get a Red Man and I'll just buy it. It's like $20 for a pouch of Red Man. It's absolutely ridiculous. But gas is $5 a gallon, so
yeah, it's actually cheap though. Yeah, comparatively.
Exactly. So, but anyway, tell me you like my hat.
No,
what movie is that from?
No, I don't know.
Far and Away. Great movie. With Tom Cruise and his wife at the time, Nicole Kidman, and they're from Ireland, they're Irish, they're farming the potatoes, and then his dad dies, he gets killed, and then he comes back, like he's dead, and then he comes back and he tells him, Joseph, you go and you find your life.
Movie?
You go get land, Joseph. Yeah, it's a 90s movie. And he goes to America to find land. with Nicole Kidman, and then he's a boxer. He's a prize fighter, and he gets beat up. It's a good movie. Go check it out. Far and Away.
I got way too much.
You're
crap
Irish.
To watch.
You like that.
Way too much crap to watch. That I'm so far behind.
Yeah, I know. I gotta watch the
Squid Games.
Squid Games. They're not really killing them, but it's not as cool. It's not as exciting now that I know. Oh,
so
need some cucumbers for the eyes. I'm swollen this morning.
I just don't understand with the Patriots like nationally now.
Everybody's
against them.
They're against them.
I don't understand it though.
It's
Like
2 weeks. Still
like
2
everybody's
weeks.
like, look at the losing streak.
People flip on you.
But the losing streak though is, it's not like they got blown out in any of these games. They were in every game.
I think it's just the natural.
Yeah.
It's first of all, I mean, I know on the show I picked the Patriots, but in my national.
Never flip-flop.
In the national media thing, I picked Miami because I've been in Miami the last week of the year. It sucks. And that loss doesn't bother me. Like, that loss to me, I'm like, yeah, okay, they went down to Miami. It's the last game of the year. They had some guys out.
Yeah, and they weren't really – it didn't seem like they were trying to win that game because there's guys that just went out and didn't come back in.
So exactly.
Like, without – like, didn't look like it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about that loss. I think – that the win in Buffalo when the conditions were windy and it was crazy and they didn't
that
really
wasn't a real game in a sense.
I know, but I like it. They have gone to Buffalo in a hostile environment in a big game because that was a big game, and they beat them.
Yeah.
So I really think that Buffalo can definitely beat themselves. Bad football.
Yeah. Well, you look at the game here against the Patriots.
Yeah.
Buffalo almost threw that game away multiple times, right? Like,
yes,
like,
they wanted to.
I mean,
they wanted to give them the
JC had that perfect pick six. The game's over.
Would have been. It's
over.
If you would have,
or if you stop them on 3rd and 8, it's over.
If you would have caught the ball and scored, they would have been behind. I think at that point they were down five, I think. 5 points.
So Patriots would have been up.
So they would have been up. They would have Josh Allen would have gotten the ball, and I just imagine him throwing another pick or doing something stupid.
Well, that's the thing is the narrative right now for the Patriots. The only way they can win is get up because Mac can't bring them back or anything. But the thing is, if Josh Allen's not up, he makes mistakes. Like if he's not up 10, 15, 20 points in a game, he makes mistakes. Buffalo has the longest amount of time leading a game this year. They're the number 1 team with
really.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but look at the games that he's lost, right? Like he lost 9-6 to Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's true.
So he doesn't play. He doesn't always play well. Like, granted, he could have a game that he throws for 350 yards, runs for 100,
and he looks
throws
amazing.
4 touchdowns. It's amazing.
This is my game plan. I'm the DC. I'm coming in. I say, look, fellas. The last time we played them, they really had some easy catch and runs. So that basically, Josh Allen was dropping back, letting you get depth, throwing it to the check down. First down, that was basically the game plan. Let the defense get depth, throw the check down, don't make any crazy throws, don't take any risks. And in this game, tight coverage, jam the heck out of the receivers at the line of scrimmage, double digs. JC put him on somebody else. So put JC on the second best guy. Double digs. Hit the heck out of the little white kid. What's his name? Cole Beasley. Hit the shit out of him. Every damn play. Just boom. Hit him. Off the line of scrimmage. Hit the hell out of him. So then he's just like, dang, I can't get a clean release. So if it's your DN, your outside linebacker, whoever's on him, boom, give him a little shot, get in your rush. Pressure Josh Allen, not running around and giving him space to get in and get out and throw down the field. You got to rush him. So you got to have your outside linebackers having a good bull rush, pressing the tackle back to the quarterback, but then leaving your outside hand free. So as you press him and he goes this way, you can get off and you can go make a play.
But that's the thing is, though, is Judon has to. I mean, where's Judon been for 4 games?
I mean, he's had COVID. I don't know.
But he's been.
I had COVID. I feel good. I could go run right now.
But everybody wants to throw everything on Mac Jones, right, for the last 4 games.
Everybody wants to pile on Mac Jones.
The defense.
Everybody wants to pile on Mac Jones.
But I just don't understand the narrative. Like Mac Jones can't bring them back or anything. He has brought them back.
He has.
And it's come to that the Patriots. I mean, how many times has there been a 3rd and 8 near the end of the game and they can't stop the other team? Like every game, every loss.
Yeah, that's an issue. Their defense needs to step up. They were the strong point of this team 3/4 of the way, and then this last quarter, I feel like they've slipped up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I mean, they can do it. They just have to come into this game on a mission, understanding that everything ramps up a little bit in the playoffs. Everything, like, little bit. So it's a little bit faster. It's a little bit more contact. It's a little bit more nervous energy, I guess. Whoever can control that nervous energy the most and utilize that and go out there and perform at high level, that's why Bill's so good, because he can get that out of you, and he can go and you can go play a great mistake-free football and let the other team make the mistakes. We got a box I want to open real quick. All right. Since we do this, we're actually receiving gift packages from people, which is awesome because I love beer. So this is from Twin Barns Brewing Company, and this is a local. Where are they out of? Meredith, New Hampshire. Nice.
Oh, we got that in the mail?
Yeah, I got it in the mail. So we got to get this one on ice because it's not.
It's not cold?
It's not cold. I mean, they shipped it, but you can't drink it warm. So thank you for this. Go check them out. Twin Barns. The packaging looks like it's terrific.
Yeah, we're going to have to put it in the fridge and then try it next week.
We're going to put it downstairs in the ice box. And great movie, by the way, Icebox. Seth. Spike, don't play Spike, not Seth. I was thinking Little Giants. Okay, but I bought some beer. And these ones are cold. So, this one, I don't know. Fred, Underpass Beer Company, made in Vermont. Let's try these. It's a red ale.
I like red ale.
I do too. Well, you're a redhead, so
it says
better
Fred.
like red air. What did I say?
It's Fred.
Yeah, it is. No, I said it's Underpass. It's
I know.
red.
I'm just saying, but
like, Fred, I bought it because of Fred.
Yeah.
I like it.
Looks like Bernie Sanders.
Fred Red Ale. It does look like Bernie Sanders. Well, this should have been free then if it was Bernie Sanders. You should have just given it away.
Well, no, it should have been tiered out. You would make a lot of money, so you should have paid more than the next person.
Well, yeah, that's right. Well, yes, because I've made a good amount of money, I should have paid $100 for this.
It smells good.
Let's see. It's definitely red. Ooh,
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Fred works with that one.
Good, Fred. Good job, Fred, on your red ale.
What do you think about Belichick's press conference with the Danger Zone hoodie on?
Highway to the danger zone.
I almost think that McDermott shouldn't show up after Belichick's in that hoodie.
I think he's going to be scared.
Do you think there's going to be something?
That's Bill. You know, honestly, somebody sent him just like somebody sends us nice boxes.
It was actually it was
from something
like 2 or 3 years ago. The special teams unit called themselves the Danger Zone. That's what it's from.
He never wore a boogeyman hoodie.
The boogeymen are coming for you.
I forget. Kyle talked to me about that, like the boogeyman hoodie that he had. He said he went out one day to his car and it was there on his car.
Yeah, somebody just
came.
Please
and put
wear
it there.
this boogeyman hoodie.
Yeah. God.
They were scary that year.
They were for 10 games, 11 games.
Yeah, until they hit the playoffs.
Yeah, and then it just went.
Boo! So,
but you think Bill has something up his sleeve for this game, or his cutoff sleeve?
I think there's going to be a ripple here. I want them to take the football to start the game.
Yeah.
Take the football.
Take the football.
Go score.
Yeah.
Go score. I'm going to be jacked up for this one. I need a Winovich jersey for this one. I'm going to put it on.
So are we going to do the restaurant thing and do a podcast from it?
Which it's your buddy's restaurant?
Yeah, in Brighton.
What's the name of it?
Pekka.
Pekka. Ooh, okay.
Spanish place.
Ooh, I love
Pretty good food.
I love it.
They got a great like paella. That's like one of their best things they have.
All right, I can't wait.
But they also have a ton of beers too, because it actually used to be like an old Irish bar.
Oh.
So it still has the old Irish bar in there, but they do have like a wide range of beer.
I'm gonna get a driver, so I don't have to drive.
You liking that driver thing, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very good thing. It's a smart thing to do, especially
you hooked on that now, huh?
I like the driver thing. I don't like to have a couple brewskis and drive anymore. It's just not the smart thing to do.
No, not at all. We don't.
I mean, you can only have. I mean, literally, you could be completely fine, but it's just stupid. So,
but with the Patriots though, this was the best matchup they could have in the first round of the playoffs. I think is playing.
Yes,
Bills.
I agree. I would rather play Buffalo than Cincinnati. You got to think Cincinnati is. You don't know Cincinnati, so the week of preparation is more so trying to figure out like what is this personnel like, what's the team like, what's the speed like, their offensive line is an issue. So I feel like the Patriots defensive line would just like crush the whole freaking Cincinnati line. Sorry,
Devin McCourty talked about it though, and I'm sure you probably experienced it. He said it was different. Like if you play a team that you've played before, you understand their speed and how fast they really play as opposed to watching on a film.
Well, we would play like Denver or the Jets early or the Ravens. We would play the Ravens back when we were going to the Super Bowl and going to the AFC Championship games. We'd play them like twice. Ravens every year, once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. Jets, we played them twice in the regular season, once in the playoffs.
You understand their speed, though.
Yeah, you understand their personnel, which is now you just focus on scheme.
That's what I mean. Like you go to play the Bengals, right?
Yeah, you don't know.
Jamar Chase is a whole different animal than what you're probably used to. And, you can only see on tape how fast he is, but it's just different to experience the speed. And it takes you a couple quarters to probably get used to it.
Yes, yeah.
I don't think you want to do that.
I think this is the best possible matchup. I would be nervous about next week, Tennessee. But I also don't know about Tennessee. I think you could beat Tennessee, too.
Crush Tennessee already.
Yeah.
I mean, I get Derrick Henry's coming back, and don't talk to me about fucking Julio Jones being there. Like, he's not that good anymore.
Julio's, I mean, I'm not going to say that. I feel like
he's just
in
not,
a spot
he's not the same player.
He could just he's been injured and resting. So what if he just comes out in the playoffs just like boom, killing it?
I don't see it. I mean, Derrick Henry's a problem, but part of Derrick Henry being a problem though is their offensive line is a great offensive line. So like, they've had a different running back there with him gone, and that guy's still averaging a lot of yards per carry, a lot of rushing yards a game and all that. So
true.
Is there really that? I mean, yes, there's a difference, but you're also getting a hurt Derrick Henry that's coming off a foot fracture. Shit, he could go play. He could play in the first quarter and break his foot again.
My Big Mac fell.
Oh boy, is the Big Mac still in there?
No, it would probably look
exactly the same.
Exact same, which is eat McDonald's.
I think that's what it is, but I think it's time to get to the firings.
Oh yeah, well, hold on. I just want to tell a quick story about Danger Zone. So the Patriots during preseason training camp, they ask you to request a song that if you make a big play,
They'll play it.
So Blunt was like, "Move, get out the way, get out the way." It was like that was his song. I picked Danger Zone, Highway to the Danger Zone. So I put the request in, and it's supposed to be like do 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 do. That was gonna be my song after big play. So I make a big play, make sack, I get up, and I hear Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball. So I'm like, I'm naked swinging on a wrecking ball? Like, and I made a play, I got up, and it was I came in like a wrecking ball.
I think we're going to get TJ to put a video in here right now of the Miley Cyrus thing with your face on it, just swinging.
I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so...
I literally got up, and I'm like, that's not that cool. Like, that's not cool. So then after the game, my wife is like, so Wrecking Ball, huh? That's what you picked? I said, no, I picked Danger Zone.
Oh, I think you picked Wrecking Ball.
No, I did not. And I went to them, and I said, listen, I don't think Wrecking Ball's my type of song. Like, that doesn't reflect the essence of Ninko. I think the song I picked is what I like. Highway to the Danger Zone, great. Danger Zone, Ninko, hey, big play. Top Gun, great. Not Miley Cyrus, Wrecking Ball. So I even said, can we make sure that when I make a play, it's what I picked and not something that you're just randomly selecting, like Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball? And they said, yeah, we'll get it. Next game, I came in like a wrecking. So that was.
So was that like always?
Then I retired. Yes.
Oh, you retired right after that. Like I'm not doing this shit anymore.
I'm not doing the Wrecking Ball shit.
Wow.
No, the rest of the season was Wrecking Ball.
That's some big news. It's going to be all over like Nesson and ESPN soon. Rob Ninkovich retires because of Wrecking Ball.
Because of Wrecking Ball.
Yeah. Miley Cyrus ruined Rob Ninkovich's life.
That doesn't. I mean, who would pick Wrecking Ball? Just the video itself is enough.
Did you like
to say,
piss the guy off that
I
played
don't
the thing?
know.
You had
I don't
to
know.
have.
They were probably laughing. Like, let's make Ninkovich look like an idiot.
It was probably one of your teammates that got him to do it.
No, I honestly think the Patriots. I would say this: the Patriots have the worst pregame music of any.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
It's the same for
Yeah.
like the last 10 years.
Yeah, it is literally the same
It's
exact.
so bad.
Yeah.
Like, put some. You go to any other stadium before the game,
Yeah.
they're rolling with the hits of like 2021, like hits.
No, it's literally
Drake,
the same shit.
Post
every time.
Malone. Something people are out there just ready to go, getting good. Patriots, they're putting like AC/DC on. I mean, it's great. I like AC/DC, but it's been the same for 10 years.
Yeah.
For those about to rock.
Yeah, and it's all tons of Bon Jovi.
Oh, Bon Jovi.
Oh.
This is our house.
My wife's was the biggest Bon Jovi fan, and she always wanted to go to the concert. So I brought her to the concert one time. I think it was in Nashville, and we get there, and he starts playing, and it sounded so bad.
Oh.
And then like 20 minutes in, she's like, "Can we go?"
Here we go.
Really?
So
Like, yes,
I
I
feel
don't wanna
bad
be here.
about. I feel bad about this, but Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Me and my wife were in. Was it Chicago? Or was he in Fenway? I can't remember if he was at Fenway or Wrigley. Fenway. He was at Fenway. So we go to because we were at Wrigley one time for a different concert, which was really cool. And then we went to Fenway for Tom Petty, which, you know, he's not here anymore. Like 3 songs in, we're like, this is lame. Let's leave. So I call my mom. She's like, are you at the concert? I would just die to be there. And I said, yeah, we left to go get. She said, you left? I said, yeah, we left. Dude's old, crusty, like terrible. We don't want to listen. She was just mad. She's like, I can't believe you would leave. I said, yeah, well, he's not like our style. Like if it was like Chris
If it was
Stapleton
like Miley Cyrus,
or
Wrecking
Miley
Ball,
Cyrus,
you'd be
I
there.
would be there. Miley Cyrus, come on now. She gets it's crazy in those concerts.
Actually, the best concert I've been to is at Fenway. Was Foo Fighters.
Best concert I've ever been to was at Fenway. Was Pearl Jam.
Foo Fighters was so good.
Oh, Pearl Jam. I love Pearl Jam. I want to go to another Pearl Jam concert. It was insane.
Yeah.
Garden, play Garden. Garden, I'll just go nuts.
No, Foo Fighters was really good.
Well-
Like really, really good there.
I like Foo Fighters too.
Yeah. The concert should be back, right? Soon? Like, kind of? Yeah. Well, back to the firings. So, the last couple of days, you've had Joe Judge fired,
Gone.
Mike Zimmer,
Gone.
and their GM Rick Spielman,
Gone.
Bears coach Matt Nagy, and GM
Nagy
Ryan
not
Pace.
not gonna work here anymore.
He's
Gone.
Vic Fangio gone
Gone.
in Denver, and then the surprise firing of Brien Flores.
Flo gone.
I mean, I think the Dolphins
Well,
fans
here-
raised
all
the
right.
banner up that they beat the Patriots twice in a season after that game.
All right, let me just tell you something. Joe Judge, for the next 3 years, is going to make $5 million.
And be the special teams coach for the Patriots.
$15 million. $1 million.
Yeah.
He's not, what the hell does he care? He's like Fred. He's like on this beer can, like, hey, I'm cool. He don't give a shit. He's making money. All these coaches are literally, if I had holes in this thing, throw it on the ski mask. They're robbing. They're absolutely robbing people.
Well, Flores didn't
There
rob
are people
anybody.
that are in jail for stealing less money than millions of dollars that these head coaches are
Flores
getting.
didn't
to
rob
be
anybody.
Absolutely terrible.
Flores firing was
Flores
the
is a
worst
shocking-
firing ever.
Flores is he shouldn't have been fired.
But-
But I would say this: something had him fired. It was either, MFing. If you're the boss and you hired me and I say, hey, F you, man, you don't
Yeah.
know shit about football, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't like you anymore. There's always like these
Yeah,
relationships.
It was a relationship then.
that you have to balance.
You can't
There's
say it's
no
you can't say it's
possible-
about him coaching.
There's no possible way that they fired him because of his coaching.
Yeah,
There's
none.
no way. It's because of something. I don't know what it is. But at some point, we live in a world of caressing. Like you have to caress some.
Participation trophy.
Yeah. Well,
That's what it is.
if you want to get to a certain spot, there's
Yeah.
caressing involved.
Yeah.
Some people are like, no, I'm not doing that.
Well,
I'm one of those guys.
That's why the GM wasn't
I don't give a
fired.
shit. Like, I'm not doing it.
The
But
GM wasn't fired there, whatever his name is, Greer or whatever, because he probably sat
he's
there
been
in the
there
box.
20 years.
Yeah, but he sat there in the box with the owner.
But I'm saying
caressing him.
he's
while,
been- yes.
while Flores is out coaching.
he's
and not,
been there 20
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
massaging, and at the end of the day, they've won one division title, one playoffs, like one playoff run in 20 years, right? I
I
think.
don't think he wasn't the
2008? No, he wasn't. He was the
Yeah.
assistant.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
He was an assistant something.
Yeah. Well,
Caressing.
in the last 12 years, the Dolphins have had 3 winning seasons in 12 years. Flores coached 2 of the 3 of the
Exactly.
3 they've had in 12
B-Flow
years.
should not have been fired. But guess
No.
what? He is going to go be a head coach.
Oh, yeah.
I personally think he will be the next head coach for the Chicago Bears.
I think he should be the head coach for the Minnesota Vikings.
See, I don't know. No.
I like that job.
I think if you look at, you have to look at these jobs.
You have to look at the
You
jobs.
have to look. No, but you have to look at the whole big picture of the
No.
organization.
Yeah.
The history.
I know.
The
Bears
city.
suck.
Who the hell wants to live in Minnesota?
Who wants to live in Chicago?
I love Chicago. I was from
You
there.
were born
Asshole.
there.
No, I wasn't born. I was born in the area of Chicago. Chicago's a
Yeah,
great
you're-
city, except for all the killings that are going on everywhere on the interstate. And you go down Michigan Avenue, you're gonna get shot at. But anyway, that's they have
Yeah.
great leadership there from Beetlejuice, the governor, whoever her name is,
The mayor.
the mayor. Yeah,
The kids aren't even in school there.
yeah, whatever. But anyway,
No. You go to the Vikings. Vikings have a good defense. They have weapons. They have offensive weapons. They have great receivers. You still have a quarterback that's okay. You have a high draft pick that you can go draft a quarterback and then develop them behind Kirk Cousins. You got a great running back, 2 great receivers, a good defense. It's a good place to go. And if Aaron Rodgers leaves the division.
do they have a new stadium? Oh, they have a nice, brand new, badass
Yeah,
stadium.
because they had the Super. You guys had the Super Bowl there.
Well,
When you-
I didn't. I was retired, and I was very happy
right, you
that I
didn't
wasn't
play
in
in that
negative
anymore.
20-degree
well,
Super Bowl.
You know, there too, like all the sidewalks are underground because it's too cold.
you had to
walk
get outside at some point, though.
No, like everything is like underground.
I don't know. We should.
I'm almost
I
positive
think
in Minnesota.
people had to go outside, and it was freezing. 'Cause
I think they
you
had
know, like
all
that.
underground
When you go to a
sidewalks.
party, if you're from a cold area, like you go to a party and it's wintertime, you're like, I'm just gonna rough it. Like when you go out to the city and you're like, okay, I'm gonna rough it. From the time I get out of the car to the time I get into the place I'm gonna be, it's literally 5 degrees. I'm gonna be freezing, but I don't want to carry my jacket around.
See, they call it the Gopher Way.
Oh, really?
It's tunnels and skyways that go all over Minneapolis.
Well, that was a Super Bowl to forget if you're the Patriots.
They just like walk all over the place.
It's kind
And, like it's almost like a subway, but you can walk.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Minnesota is the place to go for Flores. But
I don't. Chicago has. Think about this. What is the number one thing that you have to be successful?
a quarterback.
I
They do
think
not
Chicago
have that.
has the quarterback.
Fields.
He's better than freaking Cousins.
No.
You like that? You like that? He's terrible.
I think
He's
Fi-
average, below average.
Who?
At
Fields?
least Justin Fields. No, I'm saying Cousins. At least Justin Fields, you could be like, dude, if it ain't there, run, pull the ball down, avoid a couple sacks, and run for a first down. Cousins is a statue. He's back there getting whatever. If it don't work, it's over.
I think Chicago needs a quarterback.
No,
I don't think.
I don't
Fields
think
any
Chicago
good.
needs a quarterback.
I don't think Fields is any good.
I think Chicago
I think he
needs
was
to.
the worst. I think he was the worst quarterback of the 5 selected this year.
I think if Chicago is available, you take that job.
Yeah, or Flores. Another job that'd be okay is the Giants' job. It's okay.
I would not. I have to go to
They
New
have
York
some
today.
pieces.
I do not want to go anywhere near.
Flores
that
is from
area.
New Jersey,
Ugh,
so you're used to it.
gross.
The McCourty twins are from New Jersey. They go all the time.
Terrible. I don't know how they do it. I mean, it's because you're born there. If
Yeah,
if
you
you're
know it.
born in an environment like you're used to it, so you just think like automatically, like, oh,
Yeah.
this is
The
great.
Broncos job is okay because if you could trade for like Russell Wilson or
Broncos.
Aaron Rodgers or
I
something
would
like
like
that,
the Broncos job.
that would be a good job to have.
Broncos is a good job.
But you look at a lot of these coaches a lot of these teams that fired their coaches: Giants, Vikings, Bears, and Dolphins. The one thing they have all in common is they all suck. They're all shitty organizations.
Well, the problem is
That
these
are never
shitty
gonna win.
organizations are always shitty. Why?
Because they got to keep firing their coach and paying him all
Because
the money.
they have shitty ownership.
Yeah, that's what I
because
mean.
the owner is some weirdo with $1 billion trillion, and it's just like, well, the bottom line's still looking pretty good here, so let's fire this guy and we'll just
Well, it's
hire
like Stephen
somebody else.
Ross.
Yeah,
Like, how do you
I know.
fire the
It
guy?
doesn't- It's
Like, but that's why you're a shitty.
because
that's
they're
why
not football guys.
That's why in 12 years you
They're
only
just
won,
money
you only
guys.
winning records 3 times and didn't make the playoffs in any of those
They're
3. That's
just
the only reason why.
money guys. They're not football people. First of all, if I was an owner of a football team and I'm gonna hire somebody as my next head coach for $20-30 million, I would bring in a couple players that played underneath that coach
Yeah,
as a position coach
Yeah.
or a coordinator. And even if they're not playing anymore, just be like, hey, bring in Ninkovich, he played under Brendan Daly for 4 years
Yeah.
as his position coach. Bring him in. Let's just pick his brain on how he
Yeah.
think. BD, my buddy BD, I think he would be a great coordinator or a great head coach because he has a great presence in front of a room. To be a head coach, you have to be able to stand in front of a group of men, 90 guys, when the roster is at its most, talk to them, get your points across, earn respect without having them look at you and say, this fucking idiot.
Yeah.
He don't know shit. He ain't ever played a snap in his life. Oh, yeah, you step here and, yeah. Oh, yeah, you run the slant there. Oh, cover 2. We run double seam, and that'll if the safety or the weak side linebacker doesn't carry, that's where you throw the ball. It's easy. Just do that. A lot of these guys work their way up. Yeah, they work really hard, and they put a lot of time in, and they make the copies, and they do the things that they got to do, and they work their way up, and then they're gurus at being a coordinator, or like they're really good at running an offense, but then they stand in front of a football team full of men who are athletes that we just play football. Like, that's what our lives are. We grew up playing football. We love it. We went to school to play football. We get to the professional level. We play football to make a living, to provide for our families. And some guy that is 5'9", 200 pounds, that never played a snap of football is going to yell at you and call you an idiot for missing a tackle when that guy's never made a tackle in his life.
Yeah.
You have to be able to talk to a group of men, to have some confidence about, because think about this, Mike Vrabel.
They can't. Nobody can really.
You
question
can't
him.
say, like, when Mike Vrabel's up there, be like, dude, set the fucking edge.
Yeah.
Take your inside hand, hit his inside chest plate, turn his shoulder, set the edge, keep your outside hand free, and go make the play. Do that, and you're sitting there like, well, yeah, he's won 3 Super Bowls and he's started a shit ton of football, and like he knows what the hell he's doing because he can go out there and literally put a helmet on and do it for me.
Yeah.
Versus a guy that's just a work your way up, do what you got to do, read, and you have to be able to teach. So being a coach is being a teacher. So you have to have the ability to teach. So explaining how you want things done is number one, but then also you have to understand in certain moments how to motivate and how to get the most out of each player depending on their personality. So some guys, if you ride them hard and you tell them they suck, they start to think they suck and they go the wrong way and they start to suck. And other guys, you tell them they suck, they tell you, no, fuck you, you suck, and they play better. Like me. I was one of them guys. So you have to have that ability to stand in front of a room and gain the respect of everybody in the room. If you can't do that, if you're hot air, just blowing hot air, you're never going to be a great head coach. I could tell you 5 guys. I'm not going to tell you the 5 guys. I could tell you 5 guys right now that will never have success as being a head coach because they don't have the ability to stand in front of a room and gain the respect of everybody.
Joe Judge, Matt Patricia.
I'm not saying names. I love Matty P.
I know you love him.
I love Matty P.
But
I love Matty P. I love Joe Judge. Joe Judge, Joe Judge when he was doing his like commencement speech on being the head coach, the first thing he talked about was going in the kitchen at 2 a.m. and make your own sandwiches. You got to get your own meat. You got to get your own bread. The one-liners, you got to just like he was a king of a one-liner.
It was nonstop.
He was a king of a one-liner. He always was doing the one-liners. Like
now he's the one-liner though.
Like
from
but
your five.
But who cares? He just got $25 million.
Well, you can tell by
his family's loaded now.
On your
His
5-yard
kids are
line, and it's 4th and 8. You go for it, and you're on a quarterback sneak on 4th and 8 from your 5.
But then also too, certain organizations, like Matty P walked into an organization that's always going to suck. Yeah. There's always going to be that team that just constantly sucks. Look at throughout history, there's a reason why teams always suck. Yeah. Always. Because, you could be in the draft room as the head coach and be like, listen, if this guy's available, he's our best guy. He's the best player for where we need to draft him right now. Yep. And then you got a GM above you that's like, well,
we're going to trade all these
if
picks,
we draft Tua, we're going to sell a shit ton of jerseys.
Yep.
And we're going to make a shit ton of money off of this guy because it's a business at the end of the day. So you have to try and balance the business of football, which is just a show. It's just like Yellowstone, or it's just like anything you turn on Netflix. Yeah. It's entertainment. But they don't give a shit about if you can still make with league sharing and everybody's got to cut you a check at the end of the year because they're making billions of dollars. Oh, what are we going to make this year? Oh, we're going to clear like $750 million, even if we win like 2 games. All right, cool. Well, how many jerseys can we sell? Oh yeah, let's get this guy. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Like it's you have to, at the end of the day, have the ownership at the top, has to trickle down. You have to let coaches.
Yeah, there has to be the separation.
Yes. Yes.
But that's why certain teams are successful, right? That's why the New England Patriots are always in the playoffs, around the playoffs, playing in Super Bowls and all that. That's why the Steelers are always in the hunt in the playoffs. That's why the Ravens are always in the hunt in the playoffs. There's a reason why those teams always are, because there is that separation. Like you don't see Robert Kraft, going into the war room at the draft saying, "Hey, we need to take this guy because there's going to be more jersey sales." He lets the people he hired do it.
Go do your job because that's what you're hired to do. That
even shows you, like Miami, though, of why Miami is always going to be
They're always
shitty team.
They're always going to be shitty.
Always going to be shitty. They're never going to be good. They might have like some peaks of it where they hit the draft right.
I would also say certain places, it's hard. I think it will be hard for the LA Rams to ever be a good football team.
Well, they've mortgaged their whole future.
No, but I look at what they are right now, and they've mortgaged their whole future. Yeah. And every home game is an away game.
Yeah.
Every away game is an away game. They have 17 away games.
You didn't see Matthew Stafford's wife on her podcast, like begging people to not sell their tickets.
It's L.A. Nobody gives a shit about football.
Well, it's like Vegas.
They would
Vegas
rather have
way.
Vegas. Well, I think the Raiders. I think Oakland fans will travel because it's.
But it's not a lot though, because it's Vegas.
Yes.
Like say next round, right? Let's say a miracle happens. Steelers beat the Chiefs and the Patriots beat the Bills and the Raiders beat the Bengals. The Patriots would travel to Vegas.
Oh yeah, it'd be a home game.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you go to Vegas.
Let's go to Vegas. But Max Crosby, beast, by the way, kid's good.
Yeah.
So I really think for this hamster wheel of shitty year after year. Think about the head coaches that we have seen. How does Adam Gase become a head coach?
Twice. No, 3 times, right?
You have to be a snake oil salesman, and you come into a room with the owner, Ross, or like, looking like, oh, I'm a billionaire, and you come in and you have to just sell your soul and just be like, well, listen here. I want to know how the interview process went with Adam Gase when the guy gets up in front of the media and the first time he's ever hired as a head coach and he's looking around like there's spaceships in the air. I want to know how does it happen? How does it work? Because
what the owner's going through.
I'll never be a head football coach. Never will. Won't do it.
Wish you would.
What?
You wish you would.
No, I don't. I want to see my children. A lot of these guys never see their kids.
I know you do it for 2 years though and get 15 million, 20 million.
I don't check all the boxes at this point in my life. I was a high motor player as a football player. Yeah.
You get thrown out.
Yeah.
Well, you look at it. You're right though with this stuff like of these coaches. Like the odds-on favorite right now to be the Jaguars' next coach is Bill O'Brien.
I like Billy O.
Yeah, but
here's the thing about Billy
he
O.
already failed somewhere. He freaking ruined.
I mean, Jeff
the whole,
Fisher was a head coach
franchise.
for like 30
Yeah, I know.
years, and he sucked
But that's
every
what I
year.
mean.
I mean, he had a good couple late 90s teams and early 2000s teams when they had McNair.
Yeah.
But you can stick around if you know how to sell yourself. You buddy up with the owner, like the GM from Miami. I guarantee they're best friends with him and Ross, or like best friends. It's just playing the system. It's if you can play the system, you make a lot of money. You set your family up. You never see your family, but I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. What some of these coaches don't give a shit. They're just like, yeah, I'm guaranteed this amount of money. It doesn't matter if I suck. I'll go out there.
But it's also like you piggyback off the success of others. Like everybody's saying that Byron Leftwich is the next greatest head coach. Who the hell was Byron Leftwich before the new coach Tom Brady came in?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Jameis Winston threw 40 interceptions the year before. He was the offensive coordinator.
I mean, the coaches definitely. That's another thing that I have an issue with. Like, if you are a coach for a team that has great players, and the players win all the football games, and you go and you get a head coaching job, and then you suck.
Look at Charlie Weiss with the Patriots. He, all those Super Bowls with Brady. He got all these coaching jobs. He went like Notre Dame. He went somewhere in the NFL. Like he was just terrible everywhere.
I think it was Kansas City, right?
Yeah, Kansas City. I think because Pioli went there and
everyone
Weiss.
went there. Yeah,
but like it's
a good old boys club. But it's a club it's a small circle, and once you get in there, you might get you might be a head coach for 2 years, you get fired.
Yeah,
you make your $25 million.
You go be a coordinator.
You go be a coordinator somewhere with one of your buddies.
Yeah, have a decent season.
You have a decent year,
and you
come back. Yeah. It's just a hamster wheel. It just keeps going and going and going. But you can't hate them for it. I mean, they're making a shit ton of money. Great. I love Drod Mayo. Drod Mayo's gonna interview for the Denver job.
Yeah, he's not ready though.
He's not ready, but he might get the job because he's an ex-player.
Yeah,
he played for Bill Belichick.
He's coaching for Bill.
For Bill. Check.
Yeah.
He checks all the marks off. Like, okay, give this kid young.
Yeah,
young. Like everyone wants to be young now. Like you want to go with the McVays. You want to go with the Cliffs of Arizona.
Yeah, some of them aren't working out, like Staley in L.A. for the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't even know who that guy. Where did he come from? I don't even know.
Wasn't he the offense coordinator for the Rams or something like that?
I don't know. Like sometimes when I see these coaches, I'm like, who's that guy?
Yeah, but that's the thing that pisses me off when people go around like, they need to fire Belichick because they're not winning. Do you want the same merry-go-round that every other team goes on? Like, shut the fuck up.
Listen, when Bill's gone.
Yeah, it's
there's gonna be a long lull.
Unless you get lucky.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with like Brady leaving. Unless you get lucky and the right quarterback falls to you in the draft, and you can start building with that rookie quarterback contract.
If the Patriots I would say this: if the Patriots traded up to the number 1 pick, I don't think that the Patriots are as successful if they even had the kid with the long hair.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
he didn't look too good.
No.
He doesn't look really good at all.
Terrible.
Yeah. He also has the wrong demeanor, too.
I'm saying his mentality
That's what I mean.
Like Mac's mentality reflects what Bill does and what this organization.
Mac is so similar to what you had.
Yes.
So it makes the transition easier. Because the players, too, I mean, there's still players, right? There's still a lot of players on that team that played with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And you can tell they can see some of those Brady characteristics in Mac Jones already. But so then they take to that rookie quarterback better because they've been there and see it.
I really think that it's a flawed system, and you're always going to see the bad teams are going to be bad. It is what it is. It's really hard to flip it unless you have great ownership. If you don't have great ownership, if you don't have football guys, then it's really tough. And it's just every 3 years you get a new coach. Like the Lions, every 3 years they get a new head coach.
And it's never going to work.
2 years, Dan Campbell will be somewhere else.
A coordinator somewhere.
A tight ends coach somewhere.
Yeah.
Or he'll be back with the Saints. Or, like there's a reason why certain coaches and it's luck.
There's a
So
reason.
think about like you have to have luck on your side. Bill drafted Tom in the 7th round. He turns out to be Tom Brady. It's great. Everything works in a certain way. You know, the 2006 Saints, they literally signed Drew Brees after having one of the worst shoulder injuries in the history, like ever of a football player. Coming back from an injury, I was on the team. He couldn't throw a football. He didn't throw one pass until the first game of the year. He would take the ball and do this in training camp.
He tore his rotator cuff and labrum.
360-degree tear all the way.
Yeah.
So in training camp,
they weren't even sure he was
I remember
play
being like,
again.
I can't believe, like, in training camp, he would drop back and point, like, where he was going to throw. It was crazy. And Sean Payton is Sean Payton because Drew Brees was there for 12 years, 10 years. Like,
well, the thing is that having those guys helps the coach out. Like
Jimmy Johnson.
Doing that run.
Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
He had Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and all these badass players. Like, it's you come into a good spot, and there's the pieces in place, and then if you're a good coach, you can maximize the potential of those guys.
What it does is when you're successful as that coach, it buys you time too. So like,
Vrabel, Mike Mularkey was fired when they had a 9-win season, right?
Yep.
So Mike Vrabel came into a team that wasn't they weren't a 1.
But that bought him time. So like if you had a bad season, it wasn't like you're going to be fired immediately. It
buys you time.
Yeah,
it gives you a year, a bridge year. So if you have a good team, like the Miami Dolphins. So for example, the Miami Dolphins, they have some good pieces in place.
Yeah. So you have a coach that comes in.
If you have a coach that comes in, and they go and they get Russell Wilson, right? So say they go and trade for Russell Wilson. Does Russell Wilson make the Miami Dolphins a better team than Tua?
No.
You're crazy. Of course it does. You're crazy.
I don't think Russell, like, there's quarterbacks that could make it a better team. I don't think Russell Wilson's one of them.
Russell Wilson's a damn good quarterback.
He is. He's just taken a beating over the years.
No, he's not. He's not.
They were
I think
terrible
he's
this
fine.
year.
Him and Sierra want to go down south.
Speaking of quarterbacks, there was this poll that was posted that I saw. This is crazy to me. If Mac Jones struggles early Saturday night in the frigid Buffalo conditions, should the Patriots let Brian Hoyer play? And it's basically,
I love Brian Hoyer too. He's a good buddy of mine.
It's two options. Yes, win at all costs. No, are you crazy? I mean, the overwhelming, it was 77% said no, are you crazy? I just can't believe that 22% of people said yes.
That's how stupid our society is.
Yeah, like
that's how dumb we are.
Like
as a
what
society.
the fuck? Like, did you see the last time Brian Hoyer played a game? It was last year in Kansas City. Like, it was awful. I was screaming at the TV, "Put Stidham in, please put Stidham in."
We are in a delusional, uneducated society when it comes to all things.
Yeah.
If you don't know football, you're just like put in the next guy. Put in Hoyer.
Yeah.
Mac Jones is your best quarterback to play. Yeah. Mac Jones is your best option to win a
Regardless
football game
if he's
on
playing
the road.
good.
Doesn't
Mac
matter.
Jones at his worst is your best quarterback.
Yes. He's your best quarterback. He's a rookie that you drafted at 15
and went to the playoffs.
Is your playoff quarterback.
Yeah.
Has he had issues? Yes.
Yeah.
Does every person have problems in their rookie year?
That's my thing, though. Is like everybody's on him because he's had a couple bad games, and I don't think they're even that bad. I mean, you look at what was the game?
Like even the Buffalo
game.
Buffalo
with
Buffalo,
all the drops.
Everyone's like, he only threw 3 passes because they're worried about his arm strength. Yeah. Why would you risk throwing the football when you could just hand it off and win?
Watch the football just like like going. It was like a knuckleball, but even the second Buffalo game, people were on him like he's terrible. Like it's not good. He had a bunch of drop balls that if those are caught, it's a whole different game.
Harry drop pass. 3rd and 15.
But on top
hit him
of
in the face.
On top of it, though, the same people are out there saying that are like, look at Josh Allen, he's amazing. Well, Josh Allen scored 6 points against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like, the Patriot, Mac Jones scored 50. 50 points. He ran the offense, scored 50 points versus 6 points. So you can't just look at individual games. You have to look at a whole season and all that. That's just like kind of the aggravating thing with it all. But,
okay. So, who... The OC for the Buffalo Bills.
Dable.
Brian Dable. He's going to interview for a head coaching job.
He should get a head coaching job.
Why?
He had some experience both at college and pro
Where?
level. Played
Which colleges?
at Alabama.
Alabama has what? The best talent in the freaking country.
Still have to use
You have
talent.
your
Still have to use
backups.
talent.
Your
Jimmy Johnson.
backups are
Jimmy
five.
Johnson.
Your backups are 5-star athletes. Your backup's backup is a 5-star athlete. You think it's hard to walk into
Why?
Alabama and
because
be
you
a
had
good
3
OC?
first-round quarterbacks on the
I'm just no everybody. They have first round everything. You go down to Bill O'Brien is in Alabama. He's going to be a head coach. You have to have the ability to stand in front of a room. There's some guys that
You played when Dable was on the staff, right? Mm-hmm. Is he one of the 5 guys?
I'm not saying names. I just think that some guys are great coordinators and they're not suited to be head coaches. And then there's some coordinators that are suited or just position coaches. There's position coaches that would be better suited to be head coaches than the best coordinators.
Like Mayo is, but Mayo's just not ready. Like you go to the wrong
Why
area.
not? All you have to do is have the respect of your players and peers. And if I personally, maybe it's because I played.
Flores had the respect of his players and peers.
But he didn't do what he had to do.
I know.
Certain guys
but how
don't
do you know
that.
Mayo's going to do that?
It don't matter if he's a head coach. He's $30 million. He's made $40 million bucks as a player. He's going to make.
So why does Josh McDaniels go do it?
What's that?
Why doesn't Josh McDaniels go do it? I'm hoping he.
I don't think he
interviews
will.
and
I think because
goes
he's
somewhere.
making $5 million to be the OC.
There was a rumor the other day it was $8 million.
8. Why would you leave? Your family's good. Every 2 to 3 years. Okay, so here's one thing that sucks is being a head coach or a coach in general. Every year, 2, 3 years, you have to move your whole family.
Yeah, if
You have to sell your house.
place
You have to
place.
move your house. You got to move. You got to transfer schools. You go from New England to Miami, which is can't even compare like environments and like school systems and anything. Private,
But if you use
public,
that, but if you use
private.
that logic, why don't you just stay be a coordinator and have a nice life?
Josh McDaniels is
That's what
probably
I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's probably more focused on his family than being a head coach, unless they smash you over the head with $10 million a year. You know, if you're
So why
you're-
did he?
if you're-
but
if
why did he
you're-
back out of Indy then?
because the Patriots came back and offered him like more money guaranteed.
Is that what it is?
I think he was at $5 million a year, and then the Patriots probably came back more and they guaranteed him
Like
like
they just showed him the same money and showed him the video of Irsay.
I think they gave him more, and they said, "Listen, you don't have to move your family. You're guaranteed this money. You have a great quarterback. You got a good head coach. You're going to have stability. You go here. You don't know where you're going to be in 3 years, and I can't tell you you're going to be back here because guess what? We're going to hire somebody else. They might do well. You might just be looking for another job in 2 years. Yeah, you're going to be guaranteed money, but you'll be guaranteed more here with more stability, better coach, better players. You're not starting from scratch." I think that's why he did it.
Yeah.
And unless you're a coach, like say you're an assistant coach and you've made, I know it sounds like a lot of money. Say you're an assistant coach, you made $200,000 a year, your whole career. And before that, you were making $50,000 a year. Then you worked up to $100,000 a year. Then you're $200,000 a year. And then somebody hits you with, I'll give you 4 years, $20 million. I got to go. Even if I suck, I got to go. And I get fired in 2 years. I get $20 million guaranteed. I help my family out. I provide for my family. Then I go find something else to do, and I'll double dip for 2 more years. Then I'll dive back into this pool, and then hopefully I'll climb back up the ladder, and I'll get another $20 million one day. I'll make $50, $60 billion. And if I'm in the right place at the right time, and I sign a second deal, that $20 million goes to $50 million.
Yeah.
Vrabel's next contract, they're going to extend him. He signed it for 5 years or like 50 or probably $5 million a year. That $5 million is going to go to 12 a year.
Yeah. At least.
And
You have to.
guaranteed.
You have to be.
So he's going to go from a $20 million contract to at least a $60 million contract, and every single penny is guaranteed. He made $20 million in his football career. He played 14 years, made $20 million. He's going to coach for 10 and make triple that.
Is that weird to you that you'll be the lowest earning number 50 for the Patriots?
No, Winnow's not even close to. No, he's not. He's not. He's on a rookie contract, and I don't think he's getting a second one. So
Gonna blow up big. Acts like it. Did you see the Last Man in the Arena?
I didn't.
That Tom Brady's basically love letter to Kraft and Belichick and all that.
I didn't see the last one.
He basically just talked about how he had like the greatest coach of all time, the greatest owner of all time.
I heard the clip of it. I've heard the clip that we had our moments.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, he basically said, I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change the good. I wouldn't change the bad. I take with me my memories, and I take the relationships, and there was no better place I could ever be than in New England.
He's got the trump card. He don't give a shit. So whenever if you're in a situation where it goes poor and you leave and it works out,
yeah,
praise.
Yeah,
Thank you. Everything worked out great. I'm so happy where I'm at. I'm so happy for the time we had. If it failed,
he would have done that anyway, though, because you have 20 years in there. He still has.
Yeah, I mean they had a lot of history, and
but even after the playing days are over, right? He's going to make a lot of money in New England, like appearances.
He's got Brady brand. You going to go buy a hoodie for $100? $100 hoodie, $60 shorts.
Are you mad you don't have one yet?
$80 t-shirts.
Are you mad you don't have one yet?
Unless he sends me one, I ain't buying shit. He's going to send me one. I'll wear it.
Did you ask for it yet?
Nah, I didn't ask for it.
You're going to.
I will. Yeah. That's Ben. Give me a couple of things.
You got. Just tell me you'll be like a model. You'll put on your fucking gas station hat with the light. You put the hoodie on, take pictures. Be like Zoolander. I can't. I'm surprised you don't have that. But I was actually shocked. You told me the other night that Brady is not your favorite quarterback of all. Like you're
no.
a
Troy
fan.
Aikman is my favorite quarterback of all time.
Couldn't believe that.
And Troy Aikman, huge news.
Oh, he's all. This is
huge
this
news.
Is like big time fangirl stuff.
Huge
for you.
news. Hold on. Slid into his DMs. Where's Troy?
Did you let like a high pitched squeal out?
And he follows me now.
Oh, he follows
me. He follows me. All right. So I hit him up. I said, Troy, looking good. Hope all's well. Always a huge fan. And he said, hope you're doing well. Period. Much respect for you. Are you kidding me? I said, thanks, Troy. I was a huge huge exclamation. Boop. Thank you. Huge fan. So then I posted, because he came out with this beer, I posted on this thing. Do they send, I said, ship it out to Boston? like Dropkick Murphy, ship it out to Boston. So then he, Monday,
write all this
10:34 p.m., hey, pal, send me your address, and I'll send some beer your way. I said, oh, Troy, that would be terrific. I do a podcast, Dan and Ninko Show, and we try different beers every episode. Gave him my address. Sent him a picture of me working out, which is odd. I said, late night, because he's a big fitness guy. He said, love it. Get that workout in. I said, thanks.
You really sent him a picture of you working out? Oh, my God.
I was excited.
Oh, my God.
Troy Aikman, a huge fan. I had the Dallas
Did you
Cowboys.
run up and did you wake Paige up can you believe?
No, you know what's funny? I remember when they do the games, when Troy Aikman does the broadcast. I did the pre-production meetings. I can't remember what game it was. It was so they request to talk to you before the game. It's like the day before the game. We were at the hotel, and I remember just being like, "Oh man, Troy Aikman's in this room." He's a big guy too. Dude. That was when quarterbacks were like a freaking guy, man.
You totally
Dallas
fangirled
Cowboys,
out, huh? You fangirled out there.
Yeah, it's Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
That dude's a freaking animal. He was so good at Dallas Cowboys in the 90s. Like, the best team ever. I had the bedspread and the sheets and the freaking pillowcases and the blanket and the freaking wallpaper and the freaking photos. I had it all. Oh,
we should send him a video of your sack dances to Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
We gotta find that. There's gotta be a video.
See, there's things in your life that there's things along the way that influence your brain to program it to want to do it and to want to be there. And honestly, when I was a kid, I was a chubby kid. I wasn't like the fastest kid. I wasn't the biggest kid. And I used to pray every night, like the hardest you could pray. And I'll tell you my prayer right now. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Dear God, dear God, dear God, please make me 6'3", so I could play in the NFL. Please, please. I would beg to be 6'3", so I could be tall enough, because I know I had to be big enough to play in the NFL. I had to be tall enough to play in the NFL. That was my prayer every night for like 6 years. And I hit a growth spurt, and I was like, stopped at like 6. I was 6'3" on the dot when I used to do at the combine. I put the head up, 6'3". I said, I could do it. I made it. If I was 5'10", ain't no way.
So been a coach.
Maybe a coach. Would have been a coach.
Would
have been a coach, making more money.
So what do you think about your boy Julian Edelman putting $100,000?
That ain't his money. That ain't his money. I put a thing on his. I said, how much you want to bet? That's not your money. He even put it out there that it was like he got it from somewhere as a
Win
sports betting. They gave him the money to bet. I said, no. I want that Paramount Plus, freaking Inside the NFL, whatever show he's on. I want that money on the line. If you gave me $10, I put it and I buy a lottery ticket. That ain't the same shit. $100,000. You give me $100,000.
You could have kept $100,000.
Nah,
he knows it.
But here's the deal. It's come on. It's a social media thing. It's to try and get the.
I think if it's Patriots Bucs in the Super Bowl, he wins $750,000 with it. I think is what it is. This is a payout.
I mean, can someone give me $100,000 to bet? Because I'll do it.
You'll put it on the Patriots.
No, I'll just
Buccaneers?
give me $100,000. I'll go to the casino. If I lose it, whatever. I'm good. Yeah, $100,000. Boom. It'll hit 00.
You would never do that though. See,
no,
because
I've lost.
You wouldn't.
No, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Depends on. Yes, if there's influence there, if WinBet was like, here, we're gonna give you $100,000. You put it on this, but then we're gonna give you another $500,000 because the amount of likes or whatever is gonna go crazy and people are gonna click on our link.
You know that actually happened though. What if it was just they were giving you $100,000 to do like an appearance? You would take the money.
Julian Edelman has never bought himself a car.
That's what I'm saying.
You
would have taken the money.
He is a 4-year-old man that has never purchased himself a car.
Yeah.
He used to ask to borrow people's cars.
He bought himself a motorized skateboard.
No, that was given to him. He used to drive Steven Gostkowski's Jeep around because at the time when he had a foot injury, he couldn't get a car from wherever dealership he was getting. He used to get a car from Rodman, and then they said, like, you're not, a starter anymore. And then he couldn't get a contract. And then he signed with Prime, which, they've given him a car for years. But I'm saying the kid hasn't bought a car yet. He's like, we're going to gamble $100,000?
That's what I mean.
No, that ain't, no. It's good for you. You got the money, but there's more to that than that. There's more to it. Put the 100 out there.
Not?
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it.
But you're saying you would, if somebody gave you $100,000, you would bet it.
If they said if I give you $100,000, you have to bet it.
If you tell me all the time, right?
You
can't go with ifs. No ifs.
If was a fifth.
Yeah.
It's just not. Or if it's like we'll give you the $100,000 and you bet it, and if you win, we get half or something. I don't know. There's something to it. There's got to be something.
You're convinced of it?
Yes. There's gamblers and there's savers. There's gamblers and there's savers.
What are you?
I'm a saver. Julian's a saver. Yeah. He's not a gambler. I know Julian. He's not a gambler.
What if he is just that convinced?
Are you convinced? Are you convinced?
I think there's a better shot of the Patriots making the Super Bowl than the Buccaneers.
Exactly. So that.
Don't you?
It's the optics. Come on now. It's optics.
It's always optics. Everything's optics in this world.
Exactly. Yes, it is.
All right. So I think it's time to go to picks, right?
Let's do the picks.
I'm trying to pull up the order of the games here. But my internet's not going fast. All right. So Saturday, we'll save the Patriots Bills for last, but Saturday 4:30, you're gonna have the Raiders versus the Bengals.
Bengals. You're going Bengals.
I am also gonna go Bengals, but I want to add something in here now. I want to add the lines in there because Cincinnati's a 5-point favorite. Would you still take Cincinnati at a 5-point favorite?
Yeah, I would. I think they're gonna score. They might win by 7, easy.
I think I'd take the Raiders if I was betting.
Really? They're going to win by 3?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. All right, and you have Eagles, Buccaneers.
Bucs. What's the line?
Let's go Bucs. Bucs by 8.5.
No, they played them pretty close.
That's what I mean.
I don't think I'd take the spread. I don't
take
take
the
it.
Eagles.
I'd take the Eagles, yeah.
All right, then you have 49ers Cowboys.
49ers. I like the
Wow.
49ers. I like the
Because
49ers.
you like Jimmy Garoppolo's
Well, I
hair.
just like the 49ers. I think the Cowboys are too inconsistent.
Well, the thing with the Cowboys though is they could just come out and maul them too. I would take the Cowboys, and the spread is Cowboys favored by 3.
I'm taking
I would take the Cowboys.
I'm taking 49ers and the spread.
This is an interesting one. Steelers Chiefs
Chiefs, but what's the spread?
12.5.
Ooh.
I mean, straight up, I would take the Chiefs, but I would definitely
I'm
take
taking
Steelers.
the Steelers on the
12.5,
spread.
yeah. If you guys bet this too, like we should get a cut.
Yeah, we should. Just like Jules.
His cut's going to be his winnings.
Yeah, right.
All right, Cardinals Rams.
What's the spread? I'm going Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are going to beat the Rams.
I'm
what
going
is
to
it?
take the Rams straight up, but
What's
the
the-
Rams are favored by 4 points.
I'm taking the Cardinals. I think they beat them.
I would take the Cardinals if I was going to spread, but I think the Rams will win by 3. Then you're going to have Patriots at the Buffalo Bills. Oh boy, we got a flip flop.
No, I'm going
Get the-
Patriots.
the
but
Ninko flip-flop?
I'm going Patriots here.
Well, Buffalo's favored by 4.
I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take
I
the
didn't know
Patriots.
that. I was trying to think like there's no change here. I'm going Patriots every show. I'll be on Get Up tomorrow. Guaranteed.
You're actually going to stay on that?
Yeah, I'm staying on it.
Okay,
Stay
we
on
gotta. This clip has to come out. We have to have it saved.
Yeah, we got it.
Ninko is saying he's staying with the Patriots the whole time. Let's see. I want to look up one other thing because of the way I bet. I do same game parlays, especially with the Patriots.
Parlay.
So if you take the Patriots, who are plus 4.5, you take an anytime touchdown scorer, and you take Damian Harris as your anytime touchdown scorer. You take Josh Allen over 224 passing yards. You take Mac Jones over 199 passing yards. That's plus 700 on a bet on DraftKings.
I don't know. Some of those I don't agree with. I don't agree with some of those.
So if you just take say $1,000, throw it on there, you win $8,000. You don't agree with that?
You want to give me 1,000? I'll put it on there.
You wouldn't do it. You would pocket it. You go to the freaking gas
No,
station
there's
to buy
a
hats.
rule. If I give you the 1,000, you gotta bet it.
You're the only person in the world.
You can't.
I don't want to
you
bet on the
can't-
game. I don't want to bet
no.
on the game, but I'm going to go to the gas station. I'm going to spend $48 on a hat.
This is $5, okay? But anyway, I'm saying if you
The light's on.
say I give you 1,000, but you got to bet it. There's a difference between I give you 1,000, you can't keep it, you got to bet it.
But I don't think legally they could say to him, "I'm going to give you $100,000 and you have to bet it."
I'm sure there's a lot of things you could do.
Yeah, but you don't like that though. You don't like Patriots winning the game, and then Damian Harris the touchdown scorer, Josh Allen over 224 yards, Mac Jones over 200 yards. You don't like that?
I don't like Mac over 200.
You think he's going to be
I
under
think it'd be
200
like-
with the win?
Yeah. No, I don't. I
I don't think he can possibly win if he's under 200 yards.
I think they can win because they're going to run the football, and he could throw for like $175.
I don't think so.
I think so.
You definitely think Josh Allen's over 224?
Yeah, 224.
You don't like the anytime touchdown scorer, Damian Harris?
I like that one.
I was thinking about throwing a bill in there too, like a Stephon Diggs or something like that.
Yeah.
Because so if you added Stephon
I think
Diggs
Cole
to what
Beasley.
I said,
I think Cole
that's plus
Beasley will have a
1,600.
bigger game than Diggs because they're going to take Diggs out of the game. Like, don't let him have a big game.
But you don't think Allen will force the ball to Diggs, even
No,
if
I
he's
think
doubled?
they'll force it to. And if you look at all the third down situations, he likes to force it to Beasley.
One thing I'm worried about though is this Jalen Mills thing. I don't think he's playing because he's not vaccinated.
I know he might be out.
That's a bad thing to have your
That is
number
a
2
big,
corner
that's
out.
That's a big loss.
Because who do you put in place? Joe Williams.
Oh God! Oh God!
You've watched those games.
Yeah, it's bad. Well, I don't know. Their passer's got to step it up. Judon's got to step it up. Big strip sack.
Judon has to show back up. You need Judon and Kyle Van Noy, I think, to show up in this
Yeah,
game.
they need some big games.
I
They
think,
need your
you know-
linebackers to cover better.
Yeah.
So they
Well,
got to tackle better.
You either need them cover better or you have to get pressure, like faster pressure.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
What's up with Barrymore too? Like he acted like
I've
his
had some
career was
emotional.
over.
You know, I've had some emotional injuries. You think you're out,
You had to be carried off the field, put on the cart, taken off.
No, not a cart, but when you tear your ACL and then you tear it again, close, you think you might have tore it again. That's emotional. Like you tear your ACL and you tear your MCL the next year.
But he practiced on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was just scared. I don't know. Some guys are sensitive. I don't know. Maybe he was scared.
That's like a sensitive thing, right?
It's like a sensitive thing. Maybe he was
scared.
Must
thought he broke his leg or something.
Maybe
like
he thought he
so hard.
blew his knee out. I don't know.
Or broke his leg.
You can't judge a guy for his reaction. It's their livelihood, so I understand it. So I might have cried.
Yeah,
a few times.
You thought that Barrymore was done for the season, though.
No, I didn't. Well, on the replay, I didn't see an ACL. I didn't see a big time injury. So,
but when he got carted off the field,
I just thought maybe he's one of them guys you gotta help. Give him boost.
How many of those did you play with?
Good amount.
Were you one of them?
No, I wasn't. I was the guy. Well, if they had to boost me, they'd have just cut me. So,
even after you signed the big contract?
Yeah, they don't give a shit about. My big contract was like a rookie's first round, like not even, like it was a second round deal. They don't give a shit.
You big
guy. All right, do the spiel. That's it. I got to go to the bathroom.
Well, one thing we got a friend of the show and mine, Calvin Cater, is fighting in Vegas Saturday night in the main event. He's fighting Giggy.
That fighting is frightening.
I think we need to go to their training facility and see if you can grapple one of them.
Oh yeah, I'll grapple. I'll wrestle the shit out of somebody. I used to wrestle.
What if you got choked out? Would you be upset?
No, choke us out's fine.
Okay, you're
I've
good with
choked
it.
out before.
All right, because they're both good to go. Rob Font is recovering from his last fight.
Yeah,
and then
I just don't want to.
Fight will be done.
The whole head thing. I don't want any hits to the head.
Oh, so no
hits
punches
to the
face or anything?
No punches. I don't spar. I will never do that shit again.
Yeah.
You could choke me out. It's fine.
But it's a big fight, which sucks because it's literally going to happen probably in the second quarter of the game. But I'll have my phone. I'll have it on my phone and watch that while watching the game. And apparently we're going to be doing another podcast.
Yeah, we'll just do a live, like in-game.
Do like an Instagram live thing?
Yeah, we'll do something like that. Be cool.
Yeah. But check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the whole 9 yards.
Boom.
And we'll see you guys next week when we talk about the Patriots going to Tennessee.
Yes. We're going to Nashville, baby. I'll pay for that PJ.
Deal. That's on camera.
Well, not all of it.
No, we didn't. Disclaimer on there. We got that.
All right. See you later.
See you guys next week.
Bye.